All right, let's clear the screen. Now we're going to talk about subqueries. Subqueries is very fun and is one of my favorite things to do in SQL. Select star from EMP. What if a question was asked to you and you were asked to display this output? Show me everybody who makes more money than Jones. So show me everybody's name and salary. Show me the names and salaries of everybody who makes more than Jones. Well, Jones makes $29.75, but let's say we don't know that because the table is too large. So technically, when somebody says, show me everybody who makes more than Jones, that's technically a two-part select statement. So first we have to see how much Jones makes. Select Sal from EMP, where ename equals Jones. So Jones makes $29.75. So the question was, show me everybody's names and salaries who make more than Jones. All right. Now the second part is we need to see how many people make not more than Jones, but make more than $29.75. So that's going to be select ename, comma Sal from EMP, where Sal is greater than $29.75. So 3 people make more than $29.75, which means 3 people make more than Jones. But what if Jones gets a raise next week? Are we still going to use $29.75 in this specific statement? The answer is no. We want to consistently use Jones as the reference point to see who makes more than Jones, not $29.75. Jones might get a promotion or demotion. So let's introduce the concept of subqueries. What we're going to do is we're going to combine both of these select statements in the same query. So let's clear the screen. So just pay attention here. Select salary from EMP, where ename equals Jones. We got that. Select, then let's do select ename from EMP, where salary is greater than $29.75. So these 3 people make more than $29.75. Pay attention to this one right here. Select ename from EMP, where sal's greater than $29.75. Show me everybody's name who makes more than that. But we know that's how much Jones makes. But let's combine this now. All right. What we're going to do now is we're going to say select ename from EMP, where salary is greater than, and instead of putting $29.75, we're going to put a parentheses and we're going to put this entire statement. So let's do that right now. Show me everybody who makes more than Jones. Give me just their names. So select ename, just their name. Select ename from EMP, where salary is greater than what? Select Sal from EMP, where ename equals Jones. Close quote, close parentheses. There we go. So before we even move on and do any other examples, it's very important that you understand what's going on here. We have 2 separate, technically we have one SQL statement. It's one statement, but it's made up of 2 separate statements. The first statement says, give me the names, select ename from this table where salary is greater than what? Greater than whatever the output of this statement is in between these parentheses. So now let's look at the highlighted statement here. If you look at this statement, select salary from EMP, where ename equals Jones, wouldn't you agree that the output of this statement is a numerical value? Because we're selecting salary. Select salary from EMP, where ename is Jones. Select salary. So in between these parentheses, a number is going to pop out. Now before that, we're saying select ename. Give me the names of anybody from this table, EMP, where salary is greater than whatever pops out from this statement. All right? So get in the habit of saying where salary is greater than, select salary. Where job equals, select job. Whatever is referenced in here is usually the same column that the where clause is comparing against. Where salary is greater than what? Select salary. All right. Let's clear screen and let's do select star from EMP. I want to know the names of everybody who works in the same department as Smith. Again, that's two separate SQL statements. That's select department number from EMP, where ename equals Smith. Oh, Smith works in 20. Great. And then we want to see all the names of the people who work in the same as Smith, which is 20. So we'll do select ename from EMP, where department number equals 20. So these people work in the same department as Smith. But the thing is, what if Smith changed departments to 30? Are you still going to say, show me everybody who works in department 20 because 20 and Smith works in 20? No, Smith might change departments. So what we want to do is a subquery that says no matter where Smith goes within the company to different departments, we're going to have a subquery to find out who works in the same department as Smith. So it's going to be like this. Give me the names of everyone who works in the same department as Smith. So if you want the names, it's select ename from EMP, where department number equals subquery, open parentheses, select department number. Remember, whatever the where clause is referencing in a subquery, right before the subquery, you have to select that exact column because we're comparing the information in the subquery. We're comparing this information to the subquery. Select ename from EMP, where department number equals what? Equals select department number from EMP, where ename equals Smith. Close parentheses, enter. All right. So let's read this in English before we talk about SQL. The English says, give me everybody's name from the EMP table who has the same department as Smith. All right. Give me everybody's name, select name, from the EMP table who is in the same department equals as what? As this statement. So remember, whatever is in the parentheses, select department number from EMP blah, 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 blah. What kind of result are we going to have here? It's going to be a numerical department number. All right. And the equal sign is going to compare to whatever the output is. So select department number from EMP, where ename is Smith. Well, Smith works in department 20. So this is going to equal 20. So it's really saying select ename from EMP, where department equals 20. But like I said, if Smith transfers departments to another team and he or she now works in department 50, this specific statement is still relevant because we're not basing the subquery on 50 or 40 or 30. We're basing it on Smith. All right, I hope this makes sense. Let's clear the screen. Select star from EMP. All right. Now, I want to know how many people were hired after James. Let's switch that. How many people were hired before James? Well, that's a two-part query. First, we need to see when James was hired. Select hire date from EMP, where ename equals James. Now, we don't need to do this, but I'm just trying to prove a point. So, James was hired in 81. And then we want to see who was hired before 1981. So we can say select ename from EMP, where hire date is less than what? Quote 03, we're going to put this whole thing here, DEC 81, semicolon, close. So 9 people were hired before 1981. But let's do it with a subquery. How many people, remember, let's translate English to SQL. How many people were hired before James? Well, let's do a subquery. Select, and this time I want to see their names, their salaries, and their hire date. Show me everybody's name, salary, and hire date from EMP, where hire date, who was hired we'll do hired before James. So hire date is less than what? It's going to be less than, and I'm going to hit enter just to make it easier, less than this specific syntax right here. Select hire date from EMP where ename equals James. Close parentheses. Here they are. All right. Select ename, sal, and hire date from EMP where what? Where hire date is less than whatever the output is of this statement. Where hire date is less than whatever the output of this statement is. Well, let's analyze the output of this statement. Select hire date. Okay, so we know it's going to be a date coming out of this statement. Select hire date from EMP where ename equals James. So if we scroll up a little bit, or let's just do the old, let's see what James's hire date was. James's hire date was December of 81. So if we look here, we should see 1980 because we said less than who was here before James was hired. 1980, February of 81, April of 81, June of 81, even September of 81. 3 months after Turner was hired, in December of 81, James was hired. So what if I want to know who works here in the employees table who was hired after James? And all I want to know is their names and their hire dates. So that's going to be select ename, comma, hire date. Give me the names and hire dates of everyone hired after James. From EMP, where hire date, instead of less than, we're going to say greater than, and I'll hit enter, greater than, parentheses, select hire date from EMP, where ename equals James. Close parentheses, 3 people. Only 3 people were hired after James. Remember, I'm not saying 3 people were hired after December 3rd, 1981. I could say that, but I'm specifically following the name James. Remember, we're translating English to SQL. Show me everybody's name and hire date who was here after James, who was here before James. That's English. But when we translate it to SQL, remember, subquery. All right, subquery. Let's do one more. Select star from EMP. All right. Let's say this table has 1,000,000 rows. We can't eyeball anything. And you want to know who else has the same exact job as Adams. Now, we know Adams is a clerk because we're looking at it. But let's say somebody says, hey, what's Adams do in this company? Oh, I don't know what he does. Oh, no, he's a clerk. Oh, yeah? Who else is a clerk? Well, no, let's say we don't know Adams is a clerk. Let's see who has the same job as Adams. Well, first let's see what Adams does. So select job from EMP where ename equals Adams. Adams is a clerk. But let's say we don't know that. Who has the same job title as Adams? Subquery time. So it's going to be select and give me their names and job title. So give me the name and the job title. All right, from the table who has the same job title as Adams. So select ename and job from EMP where job equals what? Clerk? No, because we don't know Adams is a clerk. Where job equals, and now we're going to do a subquery to see what Adams is, what job title Adam has. So that's going to be select job from EMP where ename equals Adams. Close parentheses, boom. All right, where job equals select job. All right, let me, let's look over here. I'm going to hit the up arrow. The subquery. Remember, when the subquery is used, when the where clause, the column that the subquery, this column that the where clause is referencing is what the subquery selects. Where job equals select job. All right, let me hit the up arrow. What else did we do here? Where hire date is greater than select hire date. All right, so that's subquery in a nutshell, and we'll go over it in further detail a little bit later.